Greetings, my friends. Today I have a brand new kids lunchbox mini treats video for you. I made another lunchbox dessert video a while back and thought I would make another one as I'm really trying to make an effort in not purchasing a bunch of processed lunchbox treats from the store. These recipes are super easy to make at home, cost way less, are much more quote unquote healthier since we know all of the ingredients going into these guys. Plus, they are freezer friendly, so you can pull out what you want when you need it. So let's get right into our first lunchbox treat. And that is the Copycat Little Bites Fudge Brownies. So if you've ever seen them, they sell them pretty much every grocery store, Walmart, Target, Winco. You'll always see the Little Bites brand. They make a ton of different flavors, but my kids really do love them. However, I don't enjoy the fact that when I open them, they're always like really moist, like overly moist, like super oily, almost to the point like they're wet. And I don't enjoy that. I don't like that. That just means like there's a ton of not good stuff going on in there. So I wanted to make my own so that my kids would still enjoy these treats, and I felt I would feel better myself as a mom, as a parent, giving it to them. So I know everything that's going into this recipe. We're going to be using some melted coconut oil, or you can use melted butter too. We have some sugar going in here, and I do try to keep my sugar content on the kids' treats as minimal as possible without compromising the flavor. So what's great about this recipe is that everything is made all in one bowl. I don't have to use multiple bowls here because if you guys have watched my channel before, you know that I do not enjoy using a lot of utensils and making a lot of messes for my husband to clean up because he is the dishwasher in our family. He helps me out. I do all the cooking. He does all the washing. So I try to keep it as minimal as possible. And then when we go to fill our muffin tins, we're not going to actually fill them all the way up. We're actually going to go halfway up with these guys because we're trying to get 32 muffins, and I'm trying to make them identical as possible to the real version. So this muffin tin does only hold 24, so I am going to have to go back later and add some more batter once these have cooled in the muffin tin. Or if you have 2 muffin tins, that'd be perfect. I'm going to link all of the supplies that I use that you see in today's video down below in the description box, along with all of the recipes too. This next recipe is actually a really fun recipe to make. It might be a little tedious in the very beginning, but once you get going, it goes by really fast. And these are homemade mini Pop-Tart bites. So I will be the first to admit, I used to absolutely be obsessed with Pop-Tarts. In particular, the cherry and the strawberry ones. Those were my favorite back in the day. I would eat so many. I remember like when I was finally able to go to the grocery store on my own with my own money, I would buy Pop-Tarts. Those were like my addiction, I would like to say. So good. They are so not good for you though. So I wanted to make something that my kids would really love, but I can't stick an entire Pop-Tart in their lunchbox. So I didn't realize that Pop-Tarts, the brand, made mini ones. I had no idea. So I was like, well, I never tried them either, but I was like, I'm going to try to replicate them. So I am using homemade pie dough. You can definitely use store-bought pie dough. I've made it before with the store-bought pie dough. Tastes great, but I like to make my own just because I always have the stuff on hand, and to me it just cooks better in the oven. I always usually have some issues with store-bought pie dough. I don't know what it is. It always shrinks on me. But if you are good with the store-bought stuff, definitely do that. And what's fun about this recipe is that you can make it your own with your own fillings. So I'm using Nutella and strawberry preserves. So in a little square of dough, you're going to put a little smear of a filling. Now you're going to use way less than you think you're going to use, like about 1/4 of a teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon. And you're going to place it in the center of your square or your rectangle-ish shape pie dough, and you're going to fold the ends over themselves basically. And then you're going to fold the outer ends in on themselves so that all the seams are on the bottom of the mini bite and the top part will be flat and smooth, if that makes sense. Don't worry, I'm going to show you guys several times right here, but it's definitely a labor of love. But once you've done your first few mini bites, it's off to the races. Like, just put on some music or a movie or something and just fall into it. I know it's a lot of work, but trust me, they come out super yummy and your kids are going to absolutely love them. And I think you are too. They're so good. So once you have them all rolled up, place them on a parchment paper on top of a cookie sheet, and you're gonna poke some holes, just kind of like how the Pop-Tarts are. They have little holes in them just to aerate them while they're baking so they don't like blow up in the oven. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually gonna poke 2 holes, I believe, in the Nutella ones and then 3 in the strawberry ones, just so that I can tell which one has which flavor inside, so that when I go to add the icing on top, I know which icing goes with which. And before we bake them in the oven, we're gonna make a very fast egg wash of just 1 egg and a little bit of milk, and whisk that all together, and then take a pastry brush and then just brush the tops and the sides of all of the mini bites with that egg wash, pop them in the oven and bake for 12 minutes. You can kind of see which ones I overfilled the filling with, but that's okay. They will still turn out fabulous. So now I am making the icing while the mini Pop-Tarts cool down. So I'm making 1 icing, but I'm gonna get 2 different, I guess, flavors you can call it out of this. So I'm gonna ice the strawberry ones first with this icing. And once I have iced all of the strawberry ones, I'm actually gonna add on those little sprinkles that you find on the strawberry flavored Pop-Tarts that you get in the grocery store. Now there are actually dye-free ones too available. I'll link those down below too if you're trying to stay away from artificial dyes and whatnot. But you wanna get your sprinkles on there like literally right away, immediately, because the icing sets super fast. So get those sprinkles on there if you're using them. Now for our Nutella filled ones, I'm actually just gonna do a cinnamon spiced icing. So all I'm doing is adding in some cinnamon to the leftover icing that we used on our strawberry filled ones, mixing that up, and then I'm just gonna glaze it over the Nutella ones. I'm pretty sure this is my kids' favorite lunchbox treat to date, at least. They love them so much. Plus, you can make so many different flavors out of these guys. So definitely give this recipe a try. Experiment with different fillings and flavors. I really hope you like it because we really love it. And our last lunchbox treat is another Little Bites Copycat recipe. These are mini chocolate chip muffins. Again, another Little Bites favorite in the household, but wanting to make them better, healthier, and tastier, and here it is. Super easy, again, just like those fudge brownies. All in one bowl, takes no time at all. Guys, all of these recipes that you see today can be made like in a couple hours. So very easy, and you have several different lunchbox treats that you can give to your kids for quite a while. So if you have made it to this part in the video, thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And I thought now would be a great time to introduce myself or reintroduce myself to all of you that are watching. My name is Alicia. We are a family of 5. I have 2 boys that are 11 and 8 and a daughter that is 3.5. I've been married to my husband for almost 18 years this summer. And on my channel, you will find a lot of food related content, a lot of grocery hauls. I love going to Target, Walmart, Aldi, Costco, Trader Joe's when I can get there because that's so far away, but I love going there. You'll also find lots of what's for dinner videos, some easy just family recipes that I whip together to feed my family. You'll also find a really large playlist of kids' lunchbox ideas because I love being able to help out other parents and guardians figure out what to feed your kids for lunch, because sometimes it's just, we have no idea what's going on. We need new ideas, fresh ideas. So I provide that for you, and hopefully it is helpful to you. And I hope that you subscribe and stick around because I would love to have you. So these are completely cooled. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this whole thing in my freezer just like this so that they flash freeze for about an hour or so. Now what I'm actually going to attempt to do, and I'll leave it in the description box if it actually works for me, is I'm going to flash freeze them and then stick them all in a gallon-sized bag without wrapping them. This is how I normally wrap them. Let me grab that. You can see right here I'm already almost out, so it was the perfect time for me to make them, but this is usually how I wrap them. I wrap about 4 to 5 at a time in plastic wrap like this, and then whenever I'm ready to pull one out, I just take a frozen one out, and these guys thaw in like maybe an hour. So I actually put them into the lunch boxes frozen just like that. But I'm gonna try to skip doing this part and instead just going straight into a freezer bag. Again, I will let you know in the description box if that is the way to go or not. So into the freezer, these go to flash freeze. And I am here telling you that this is the way to do it. What I was most concerned about and why I usually wrap them is one, I don't want them to get freezer burn. I don't want to waste all the effort that I put into baking these guys and then just having them be crystallized. So that was one of the reasons. Also, I didn't want them to stick together. So I wanted to make sure that when I did freeze them on the cooling racks, that they were completely frozen before moving them into the bag. And guys, it's perfect. I no longer need to wrap my stuff like this individually. They worked well for me. The same with the Pop-Tarts. I froze them on a wire rack, completely made sure that they were frozen. Put them all into a gallon-sized freezer bag. Again, they do not stick together. No freezer burn whatsoever. And same thing with the fudge brownies. So it's nice to be able to take out that additional step of having to wrap my treats in plastic wrap and just sticking them all right into those gallon-sized bags. Now, all of the treats that you see here today should last in the freezer for up to 2 months, but I guarantee you they're gonna go much quicker than that. You don't necessarily have to use these for lunchbox treats. You can use them as little dessert treats after dinner or maybe as an after-school snack treat. Whatever you decide, you guys, they are super delicious and way healthier because you know what is going into them. And friends, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this lunchbox treats video. Hopefully this was helpful to you. You got some new ideas, new recipes to incorporate into your kids' lunchboxes. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.